Oh, he's just getting started. Slow going. That looks like a face that says slow going.
They going the right way. I already ripped all the freaking forms out.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, you gotta do it different.
What do you mean?
Because there's too many rocks. It's already ripped everything out. It's all fucked up. So.
Oh.
And there was so many, like over here, it's okay. There's not that many rocks, but this is so many rocks in there.
Yeah.
So it's the same there. So.
Mm-hmm.
What I need to do is just maybe paint the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And then dig the thing. And what I was thinking is that we'll just make forms like 12 inches wide.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not getting 16 inches of concrete.
Right.
So, and then I can attach the piece down, the plywood all the way down. It can set on some gravel, and we can level it all that way. And then we can just backfill on the sides where it's too wide with the gravel.
Mm-hmm.
And so that'll keep pressure on it this way. So that's what I need to do.
Yeah. You thought you were going to come in and slice it like a knife? Like a scalpel?
Well, I was hoping.
Yeah.
Wishful thinking. That's, positive attitude. But it's not working. Plan number 2. So I ran some strings on here, trying to see if my trenches are in the right location, and amazingly, well, they're not quite in the right location. I'm going to need to square up the dirt a little bit, like this area, like right there. That needs to go out, so I probably need to take a few inches out of there. However, I ran these strings, and amazingly, I am square on the money. I have no idea how I did that. Chalk up one for me. But you can see here, this is way off. You can see how the trench kind of goes. It bows out. So I need to take off some more of this corner here. So getting close to being done for the day. The weather's supposed to be crappy for the next 3 days. So if you ask me, this looks like overkill for a 16 by 20 shed, 30-inch deep frost line with 12-inch wide walls, county requirements. What are you gonna do?
Okay, well, why is there still rocks? Big pile right there. We got a big delivery, but
2 big loads.
you just spread it at the driveway.
Right.
But what about this mess?
This is gonna be different. So this is actually gonna get excavated down, probably 8 inches. So there'll be more of a grade from the house out, but also because we're going to bring in more gravel to compact. So eventually when we put a proper driveway in up here, we can bring it up a little bit with some good road base rock kind of stuff. So, but really take it down so the drainage from the house is much better.
Yeah.
So.
You know, every week where we get a little bit of snow, it drips off the house and then it collects right in that corner. And so it stays kind of wet up here until it finally dries out.
Yeah, that corner is terrible. Look, this drain will get changed. It'll get routed over there. So any water does go there, it'll drain in here. And then we'll put 2 gutters up there that'll drain as well. And then come down through here, which goes out around to the back. So we just excavate this out, put another piece in so it could soak up some water.
So for now, we'll just deal with the mud.
Yeah.
And that stone will be for...
So most of that stone will be for the shed.
Oh, okay.
So.
Well, let's go take it back there.
Yeah, but I've already looked at some of it, or used some of it.
Well, I mean, this is definitely progress. I mean, this is groundbreaking, you could say. Well, we made some progress, guys. Officially broke ground back here for the shed, but it wasn't very easy going at first.
The worst part was down here. There was lots of rocks. Luckily, nothing giant like we've had in the past.
Well, you did pull out a pretty big one, but...
Yeah, I did pull one somewhere up here. This part was not bad, as you can see how square the sides are, but when you kind of pull up the edge of a rock, it's buried under it, collapses, the hole gets bigger, and...
Yeah.
So
originally the footings only needed to be
12 inches.
12 inches, right? But because of the size of the bucket, we got a little bonus 12, 10 or 12.
Yeah.
Seems
well,
like,
it's a 16-inch bucket, and then we got
more than 16 inches.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
we got the breakaway as well.
Yeah. So I guess we could have switched out, gotten a bucket special for the occasion, but that's, you know.
It's like $600.
Yeah, for a
bucket.
whole another step. And then the county requirements, it's got to be 36 inches deep for a shed.
Yeah.
So that's what we're dealing with. And so you finally, what was your strategy? I mean, looks like the forms are totally gone. So now what?
So we'll still use those forms, but I'm gonna make plywood forms for inside. So I made a little sample. So this will be plywood. This will be 24 inches here. This will be 34 inches plus a piece of the 2x6 will get screwed on the outside, and that way I can level the 2x6, so I don't have to worry too much about this being super level. It's pretty fairly level. I went around with stakes and marked it, so the gravel's pretty good. And then a backfill here, and then the cement will come up like this, like it's supposed to, and then go to 4 inches thick for there.
Oh, okay.
So this will be a lot of backfill in it.
Okay.
This won't be all. This isn't cement. The only cement goes in here.
Okay. So we're not filling cement in all of this whole trench, because I think that's what
4,
it looks like.
Yeah. No, the forms will be here, so it'll be 12 inches, 36, but it comes up 24 in here, and then it goes on a diagonal.
Yeah. So the idea, initially you thought you'd be able to dig a trench just for this concrete, but now you're looking at forms. All right.
Yeah, because now it's 10 extra yards of concrete. At $200 a yard, it's a lot.
Yeah. We have some timelines now. We actually had action with getting a delivery of gravel.
Right.
It's been kind of hard to time things just right.
Yes. It's been very wet. In fact, today when I came down and started working on it, we've had a bunch of snow, so a little bit of rain, and of course dirt had caved in. I had to go through and shovel it all out.
Oh.
So trusses are going to come next Wednesday. We'll get them set right over here. Concrete's going to come on the 20th.
Ooh, so we got our dates lined up. We got deliveries lined up. We got dates lined up. We got a worker lined up.
Yeah.
We'll meet them later. And it's getting going, guys. We have all the final stamps and approvals to our variances, everything. So technically the next step is build the forms, and then have an inspection, right, to say that the forms are correct and everything is laid out as according to the plan. Right. Get that signed off, then we can pour the concrete. And even with a shed, there's still some permit approval process involved. But
so we're at.
Okay, it's all happening anyhow.
Finally.
Great, so now it's time to build forms.
Yep. Start cutting wood.
There you go. Are you supposed to be on that wood? Well, that looks like you got some forms started.
It's getting there. A little ways to go. Once I get them all put together, then I'll lay the shorter ones on top of the bigger ones.
Oh, okay.
So that I can make the slits.
There you go. Get off of it.
For these things.
Okay.
In the same places. Because they have to be in the same spot on both sides.
Oh.
The outside and the inside. So.
Oh, okay.
I'll lay them on top and then lay it out that way, and then hopefully that roto zip make a little slot. Then we can haul everything down there and put it all together.
Cool. All right, folks, so that's where we're at. Finishing up the plywood forms. So we're using that leftover OSB that we had, making the forms for the shed, and then we'll just be assembling them. Got to cut the notches, got to drop the ties in, and then putting them down into the foundation. And that will be the next step before we are ready for concrete. Keep you guys posted. See you next time. Bye. So this is what you did with that log earlier in the video. Is
right.
There was a tree you had to
22 feet. And
plopped it in, down in between these trees for a little extra.
Yeah, so now the trees support it this way.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a whole bunch of trees over here.
Yeah. Just all that ground that we built up.
Because there's still, I can actually excavate a couple of logs from here because they're right. This is a log right here.
Oh.
I could pull, that's a big one. I could pull that out and throw it over there too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, ground's a little soft on the edge, but that's all the new stuff you put down, right? Yeah.
But you can see I've backed all the way up to here.
Oh yeah.
Tractor.
Yeah. So. Well, it's definitely far enough away from the
right.
Foundation.
That's what I want to be able to drive. The tractor around, 4-wheeler, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There will be like a little ramp that goes down into the woods.
Uh-huh.
Actually, we just do it over where that container is. Just make it go through there, and then we have a trail down in the woods.
Uh-huh. To get all those rocks?
Yeah, to get the rocks, yeah. Because I want to stack rocks up over there, along that edge.
Oh, yeah.
Make it look decent.
Uh-huh.
That wouldn't take too long.
Mm-hmm.